You think
Are
Bigfoot's ever mistaken poison ivy for his toilet paper leaves that he usually uses? Think he's ever made that mistake? Just to throw that out there. Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're listening in from. This is the BS Buddies podcast. I'm your host Ian. That's Joe, and today we've got a out of this world topic. Ha 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 ha. That was
perfect.
definitely a practice pun.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about aliens, ghosts, and Bigfoot. Our thoughts, whether we believe in them or not, and we'll go from there.
Supporting evidence with pictures. I didn't
Not,
bring any pictures.
not
I didn't
quite.
bring any pictures. I'm
I
not
didn't
that. I'm
either.
not that prepared.
Yeah, this is the BS Buddies podcast. This isn't the
We're BSing our way through this, is what
yes.
that means.
So we're gonna start off with ghosts, then we will move into aliens, and then we will move into Bigfoot. Ian, why don't you start with ghosts?
We're starting off with ghosts. Um, it's weird because like I've never seen and or experienced anything that would present itself as evidence to me. However, I do think that there's something out there that I don't know we don't understand. However, I think those fun shows from like the mid 2000s, the ghost hunter shows, those are always fun for a watch just for
I love
good
Ghost
chuckle.
Adventures. Ghost
Good chuckle.
Adventures is my
Yes.
favorite.
Yes. It's a lot of fun. I don't think it's anything like that, but I do think that there could be something out there. I don't know. I'm
Also,
BSing my way through this. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, I'd give it a solid maybe.
a solid
A
maybe.
meh, a solid maybe.
Oh boy. You were also talking about shows just a second ago, and Dead Files is a really good one. Have you heard of that?
I
I
feel
believe
like
it's
it's
called Dead
familiar.
Files. Uh,
I feel like
base.
that's familiar, but I can't place it.
So I'll explain it if any of you have not seen it. It's a great show. Hopefully, this is the correct name of it. But it's two people. One is a retired homicide detective out of New York City. Uh, yeah.
That's always a great
So
ingredient for a.
so there's that, and then there's a medium who can talk to the dead. And what they do, they
Oh,
go to these places where people are being haunted in their homes, and they will do two separate investigations. So the woman will go one night and like talk to the ghost or whatever, and the homicide detective or retired homicide detective will go into all the details. He'll go to like the library and like dig up different facts about the house and who was living in it. He'll interview people and get as much information as they can. And
interesting.
they do not talk at all until the very end. So then they get with the it's usually a couple.
They
Uh,
compare notes.
yeah, so they'll all talk it out, and then the woman will say who like what she experienced, and then the guy will say what he found out. And also the medium talks to a sketch artist before they meet up and describes who she saw. And I think it's been almost every single time I've watched, like the sketch she came up with and a picture that the homicide detective brought, it's like identical. It
Well, hot damn.
it's a really creepy show, but my favorite thing, which is also my not favorite thing, like people will be scratched and stuff in their sleep, or and they'll have children in the house, and then it will say like the medium will give a recommendation on like what the family should do to get the spirits out, and sometimes they just don't. These people will not do what she says. Like
They're like, great advice. No, I don't think so. Not for me.
I remember one in particular, like the woman was getting scratched and the kid was too, and the dad's like, "Nah, we're not gonna do it." So like at the end, it like says like, "Hey, like they did this thing, they got the exorcism of their house or something." But sometimes it's just like, no, they're just letting it be.
They just said, it's fine. We'll deal with it.
So in short, I do believe in ghosts. I have had multiple experiences with ghosts. Um, if you look back to our second episode, I go into full detail on my latest one, but I'll mention a couple other. Was at the Stanley Hotel, which I believe we brought up in a previous episode. If you don't know what it is, just think of the Shining Hotel.
The
That's what
shi-
it's
think
based
think
off
of the
of.
shiny. Think of the
Because
shiny.
Ian didn't know the one time I brought it up, and then I said Shining, and then he understood. It's in
I have
Estes
actually
Park.
seen the shining. Yes,
It's in Estes.
incredible. I know.
It's in Estes Park, Colorado. I have toured it 3 times. Amazing. Uh, my girlfriend at the time tried to take a picture of one of the ghosts that was haunting one of the rooms, and her phone went completely black, and she could not use it for like 5 minutes. It just shut itself off. The screen went like black and white, and then just shut off, and then it was
Phone
fine.
said, "No, I know better than this. I'm out."
And in the same hotel, like there's a little basement area, like I don't know what it's connected to or whatever, but I took a picture of it when I
Or
looked.
the secret tunnels. I
It's
don't
not
know.
very secret if I toured it 3 times, but I took a picture of it in the dark, and then looking back at it, there's like two glowing orbs, like basically eyes. I still have the picture on my phone. I'll have to try and find it for Ian, but yeah, uh,
Mm-mm, not
that's
fun.
creepy. But yes, I 100% believe, and I believed before all of this, and I didn't need a ghost talking to me through a TV while I was playing baseball. Or
I will say, you know what? I will say this, though I've never necessarily seen anything concrete, that does not mean that I'm stupid enough to go out into like, a graveyard or somewhere ever that they love to go to in these shows. Like, have you seen the one edit of the dude? It's the two guys it's some sort of ghost hunting adventure, and they're on a bridge, and you're gonna have to bleep this upcoming part. But they're on the bridge, and he's like, "All right, so yeah, I guess we just have to make him mad, and he'll show himself." And he goes, "Fuck you, goat man!" And he starts dancing around on the bridge. Like, I'm not that type of idiot. I'm not gonna go out and do none of that.
yeah,
Just
that's
for
fair.
clarification.
Even if I think something's relatively haunted, I'm going to respect it and be like, "Hey, like I'm just going to chill. I won't do anything if you don't do anything. And if you do something, I'll want to leave anyway, but you know." So, yeah, spent a lot of time on ghosts, but we'll go into aliens right now. Change it up a little bit. Ian, would you like to start?
I'm gonna give it also a definitely maybe. Yep.
Wow, be an original here.
I had to do that just for the lulz. I so statistically, statistically speaking, it is highly improbable that other life does not exist. Meaning that the universe is big enough, there's got to be something out there. Maybe it's not like, Hollywood, little green men with antennas or whatever showing up in big round spaceships, but statistically, there's got to be something out there. Out of how many different planets there are, there has to be. Maybe we're just not able to talk to them yet.
For for me, it's a probable because like you said, um,
Definitely, maybe.
but I'm more on like here's maybe. I'm a little bit above maybe. For me, I watched a video of Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about aliens, basically, and the way he described it made it make sense to me 100%. Like the way he talked about it, he said if there's life like 45 light years away, like it's gonna
Yeah.
be in the past. They're gonna be like Ian and I would not be doing this podcast to what they can see.
It would be like 1980 something right now.
And then if you go back 4 years, they're just witnessing COVID happening to us.
That's true.
So it makes, in case,
They're a
makes a little
certain
bit more
distance
sense.
away, so they can't.
So
Space time continuum nonsense, yeah, real difficult. Actually, here's a sci-fi question for you. Just a philosophical thought for you to chew on. What do you think will happen first? Do you think we'll get contacted by extraterrestrial life first? Extraterrestrial? Or do you think we will master faster than light travel to be able to move through space?
I
Which
think
one? Just something to think about.
extraterrestrial life will probably find us like just before,
Think
or
so?
they'll. Well,
Maybe extraterrestrial life is the reason we're able to
yeah,
invent faster than light, huh?
I was just gonna mention that like they'll be here, like we'll be working on it, and then they'll just come and say, it'd be awesome if they spoke an Earth language. Doesn't have to be English, but basically, just hey, fix these 5 things, and boom, you're ready.
Do this, and we'll let you know. Okay. They just land, show up, hand like a little sticky note over, and just has little check marks to do. What the hell is this? This is grocery list? Anybody translate this?
It's like a sticky note, but the print is just so tiny.
It's a little hologram tablet, and they just there you go. What the is this? What's he want? Mustard? What's that say? I can't read
They just
it.
hand a piece of paper to the U.S. government that says "Get good," and
And then they fuck you. Imagine if they really did come down just to like give us the bird that we can't travel through space and took off again. Oh, that would be amazing.
so it's a resounding maybe from
Yeah,
us. Very
I'm sure
possible.
eventually at some point we will. I'm fairly certain that if you go forward through time, at some point in the future we will definitely find them. Just a matter of when.
So, do you want to talk about your favorite of these 3 topics?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Good old Bigfoot. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this one might be a. I think maybe not on this one.
Wow.
Methinks
Okay.
perhaps not. Because I love the concept of Bigfoot, right? Big, hairy, creature-like man, dude living in the woods, Sasquatch. That's freaking awesome. But the fact that like the story has been reported on, right, so many times, and with the fact that recently they tried to pawn off, oh look, aliens are real. You remember that? They had the whole broadcast. They had the little gray Martian man in like the coffin down in Mexico or whatever. We've
Okay.
got memes of it. I'll show you the memes of it. It's insane, honestly. They
I think
essentially confirmed aliens are real, but
I basically I know pretty much what you're talking about. I just don't keep up with
if
stuff.
they were willing to throw that out there, they would have been definitely willing to throw Bigfoot out there. So that's why I'm thinking it's not, because they didn't confirm it. So he can't be. It's just imagine if it was just a dude in a suit walking around.
Yeah, there's that. Um, I know I live in the state of Wisconsin and I see Bigfoot stuff everywhere. Um, but I'm gonna go. It's a no from me, dog. It's
Honestly, I consider it closer to folklore. It feels more like folklore, like Paul Bunyan and John Henry and Pecos Bill and all that, right? It just feels like it's been around for so long that it's just, but yeah, Sasquatch. Everybody's heard of Sasquatch.
like
I know him. He lives right up the street.
I've heard that he can rip trees out of the ground and put them back in upside down. That's one Bigfoot fact I know, but why would he want to do that? Just in general.
And you know what? If Bigfoot is out there, 100% guarantee it's just some motherfucker trying to be left alone. Like he's like, no, I don't. I just want to leave everybody alone. Get away from me. You all are weird. I don't want this.
It's like, and they think I'm the weird one.
I was trying to take a poop, and he pulled out his camera, and he wouldn't leave me alone. So I walked off into the woods. I was pissed.
So there's our 3. Wanted to do this just because it's
Because it's
weird.
BS.
It's BS.
BS,
And
and we can.
yeah, that's pretty much it. It's something to BS about, and we have the God-given right to post
You think
our.
Bigfoot's ever mistaken poison ivy for his toilet paper leaves that he usually uses? Think he's ever made that mistake? Just throw that out there as a little
I'm
tagline
glad.
at the
I'm
end.
glad you threw that out there, and
Or poison oak.
I'm throwing it away though, because I'm not.
You're not even gonna comment? You're gonna leave that hanging in the air. Wow.
Yes, I'm going to leave that hanging in the air.
Man, that's really irrational of you. That was the best one
Uh,
Oh,
I'd
that's a
be
lovely
damned if we
visual.
keep up with this.
Hey, we made the puns work.
Okay, I think that's enough.
That's a good
We
one. Oh my god, we didn't get our quotes ready.
I mean
Oh,
I have a couple that are
I
ready to go,
don't.
so I can go. Um, so one that stuck with me. I don't know why I'm putting it in this one, because it's one that keeps me going every day. But we're talking about Bigfoot and aliens, but we'll go with it. It's from song "Power" by Wretch 32, and the line is old enough to know better, but young enough to try again.
Hmm,
Which
that's a good one.
so if you're
That's a really nice one.
if you realize you made a mistake, well, you're old enough to know better, and you can try again because you're young enough to
That's
do it.
so profound to what I thought of, which
Oh
was,
no.
wanted to do a really good quote from the great warrior poet Ice Cube that says, "If the day does not require an AK, it is good."
Respect. That's a great song. Uh, but thank you guys for BSing with us.
Take her easy
Follow
now.
follow or subscribe to become a bud today, and we will see you next time when we try and find Bigfoot.
When we find out if he's ever had poison oak or poison ivy.